This episode is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Hey, listeners and viewers, let's talk about surfing the web. We all love the freedom the internet offers, but it's essential to remember the importance of online security and privacy. That's where our favorite tool, ExpressVPN, comes in. ExpressVPN provides a layer of protection that keeps our personal data secure and private. It's especially crucial when we're shopping online or using public Wi-Fi, ensuring our passwords, email, and sensitive information remain our own. It's super easy to use. You just open the app, click to connect, and voila, your connection is secure. Your IP address is masked. This level of encryption is a game changer, allowing us to browse, stream, and work worry-free. And let's not forget the speed. ExpressVPN is incredibly fast, avoiding the lag and buffering we all dread. It's especially great for those of us who love streaming our favorite shows and movies. No more geo restrictions or content limitations. Plus, the versatility is impressive. It works on every device, phones, laptops, even routers. So everyone who's connected to your network is automatically protected. Customer support is also phenomenal. They're available 24/7 to help you with anything you need. It's genuinely a comprehensive service. We can't emphasize enough the importance of protecting your online presence. Internet security is not a luxury, it's a necessity. And ExpressVPN is a powerful tool in maintaining your online privacy. Use the link in the description and sign up today and explore the different plans available. Find the one that suits your needs and start browsing the internet with peace of mind, knowing you're protected with the best. Secure your internet, enjoy your freedom, and let ExpressVPN be your companion in the digital world. Welcome to the Cinema Gold Show. I'm your host, Larry Leese. In today's episode, we're going to dive into the latest box office results and headlines from around the industry. But first, we'd like to remind you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and of course, hit that subscribe button on YouTube. And as always, thank you so much for watching and listening. Leave us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or just leave a comment on Twitter. And without further ado, let's dive into today's first topic. Five Nights at Freddy's dropped hard in its sophomore frame, but stomped past $100 million at the domestic box office. The horror flick dipped 76% and brought in $19.4 million, likely due to its availability on Peacock. Why see a movie twice in theaters when you can watch it at home for $4.99? Also, Freddy's is a horror property, and those tend to dip substantially in their second weekend, so don't read too much into this. The biggest issue with this weekend was the lack of options for moviegoers. Prior to the ongoing Hollywood strikes, Dune Part 2 would have been available in theaters, but they've been legendary Warner Brothers was forced to push the massive pick to March 2024. Too bad, because there was plenty of opportunity for Denis Villeneuve's sequel to clean up without any significant competition. Oh well. Taylor Swift's Eras tour hauled another $13.7 million for a massive $166.1 million total in just 1 month, while Killers of the Flower Moon collected $7 million in its third week for a $52.3 million domestic total. The critically acclaimed Priscilla earned $5 million in just 1,300 theaters. BST's What Happens Later brought in $1.56 million in its debut week, and Alexander Payne's The Holdovers earned $600K from 64 theaters in week 2. So to recap, Five Nights at Freddy's opened at number 1, Taylor Swift landed at number 2, Killers of the Flower Moon at number 3, Priscilla at number 4, Radical at number 5, Exorcist the Believer at 6, Paw Patrol 2, number 7, After Death at number 8, What Happens Later at 9, and Freelance at number 10. Let us know your thoughts on the box office results in the comments section below. And as always, feel free to let us know if we missed anything or anything you disagree with. And now on to the next episode, or next segment. The Bear has been renewed for season 3. The popular comedy drama series The Bear has been renewed for a third season at Hulu. It looks like the kitchen will remain open for business, with FX president Nick Grad announcing that The Bear has been renewed for a third season at Hulu. The critically acclaimed drama about a broken family running a popular restaurant concluded its second installment earlier in the summer, with Carmy, played by Jeremy Allen White, trapped inside a walk-in refrigerator in a sequence that culminated with him ruining his relationship with Claire, played by Molly Gordon. It looks like the couple will have plenty of time to talk about their problems, or to disappear from each other's life, now that the show will be returning at some point in 2024. Richie and Sydney will have plenty of problems on their plate once they return to television. Problems for Carmy's family began when his brother Mikey, played by John Bernthal, took his own life 4 months before the events of the series began. Since Mikey used to handle a restaurant with Richie, the situation became extremely tense when Carmy tried to take over his brother's role. Through many discussions and complicated moments, the pair began to get along well, working together to provide Chicago with the best culinary experience they could come up with. When it was time to hire new faces in the business, Sydney was introduced as a young star with plenty of potential. While it's too early to know which stars will drop by the set of The Bear for a guest role, the series has counted plenty of unexpected appearances throughout its first 2 seasons. Jamie Lee Curtis, Molly Ringwald, and Bob Odenkirk have been some of the performers who have been present to complement Carmy, Richie, and Sydney's story in some form or another, leaving the door wide open for more actors to join the drama as it becomes increasingly popular over time. And now on to our next topic. The Marvels has a big hurdle to overcome. Too many things that are not that recent tie into the newest Marvel feature film. One thing has been made clear with the trailers and promotional spots of the Marvels. There are many elements that need to be refreshed before seeing the film. Firstly, The Marvels is a sequel to Captain Marvel, a film that was released 4 years ago. Secondly, the movie will be Marvel Studios' ultimate test of its new formula, meshing the films with the Disney Plus TV shows. Sure enough, everything within the MCU is connected, and all the streaming services series include characters that have jumped to and from the movies. However, The Marvels in particular is the first one to fully rely on the audience having watched Miss Marvel to get to know Kamala Khan, Secret Invasion to know what Nick Fury and the Skrulls have been up to, and WandaVision to get reintroduced to an older Monica Rambeau and her newly acquired superpowers. With an already palpable superhero film fatigue, The Marvels is trying to be sold as a fresh experience that will also give enough information on its newcomers to those who didn't watch the shows. But will it work? So many things lead up to The Marvels, but what exactly is its premise? Whereas Captain Marvel introduced Larson's Carol Danvers, the sequel now sets her up to involuntarily join forces with Kamala Khan and Monica Rambeau, forming an official superhero team. Danvers, Khan, and Rambeau have to figure out why they exchange places every time they use their powers. This was teased in the finale of Miss Marvel, when a post-credits scene shows Kamala's bangles start to glow, with her inadvertently switching places with none other than her hero, Captain Marvel herself. From what we've seen in the trailer for The Marvels, Monica is working alongside Nick Fury in the Saber space station, where she comes in touch with a rare energy field that entangles her in the place-switching dynamic. She will also be embracing her superpowered self by using the name Photon as her superhero alias. Besides having to find a remedy to this weird phenomenon, the trio will also have to face a new enemy. Dar-Ben is seeking revenge against Carol for reasons to be revealed. Korean actor Park Seo-joon is also set to star as Prince Yan, an ally of Carol from the planet Aladna. Apologies for butchering that name. Back in 2019, Carol Danvers had her live-action debut in her own feature film, Captain Marvel. It's been a while, and the 90s flashback adventure only explores the origins of the cosmic hero. Originally thinking she was part of the Kree alien race, Carol's memories slowly start to unravel, revealing that she's a human who gained cosmic powers thanks to the Tesseract. An encounter with the Skrulls, the shape-shifting alien race and rivals of the Kree, brings her back to Earth. There, she learns that the Skrulls are not the enemy, but rather the Kree, with whom she serves as a member of the Star Force. This leads to rebel against her leader and forces her to destroy part of the Kree army, led by Ronan the Accuser that's been trailing the scrolls. Carol's brief team up with Nick Fury and Captain Marvel inspires him to start developing the Avengers Initiative. Even though she motivates the creation of Earth's most powerful defenders, nothing is known about her between 1995 and her return in 2018 after Thanos' snap. Further appearances of the character are short and don't give much information on her solo adventures, such as when she arrives at the end of the Battle of Earth in Avengers Endgame to help turn the tide of the war. Later, she appears briefly in the post-credits scene of Shang-Chi in The Legend of the Ten Rings, forming part of some sort of committee along with Wong and Bruce Banner that helps keep track of anomalies that could threaten Earth's safety again. The Marvels is hoping this is enough to keep us on the Carol bandwagon. Explaining who Kamala Khan is might be complicated for audiences who haven't watched Ms. Marvel. The short 6-episode season is easily bingeable, but that didn't motivate audiences to watch it upon its release. Marvel knows this, and the studio is trying to amp up the hype by adding the show to broadcast network programming through ABC. The basics for understanding Kamala Khan are briefly teased in the currently airing promo spots for the Marvels. She's Captain Marvel's #1 fan. Her light-based powers tie her to the team. She's a willing fighter, and she's the member of the group that appeals the most to a Gen Z audience. The MCU's version of Kamala is very faithful to her essence, but as with any adaptation, some creative liberties are taken to make it their own. Her comic book powers allow her to stretch and make parts of her body bigger, with her characteristic giant fist taking center stage. Kamala's powers are reinterpreted in the MCU as being light-based, with her being able to create her giant fist and other tools by the solidifying of light. Kamala's origins as an human are completely ignored while incorporating the recent retcon from the comics indicates her powers come from a mutation instead. This makes her the first major mutant in the MCU. Ms. Marvel leads directly to the Marvels, so it's up to director Nia DaCosta to make this work for those who didn't watch the show. In an interesting twist, Captain Marvel shows the Skrulls as being the good guys. It redeems them in the eyes of Marvel fans, who have always read them as antagonists. And it's a smart commentary on a very current political context. They're just people in search of a place to call home. The film's ending sees Carol taking off with them in an effort to find them a planet to live on. Something goes very wrong along the way as the plotline is revisited in the 2023 Secret Invasion with not-so-stellar results. Led by Benedirs Gravik, a Skrull rebel faction tries to conquer Earth, turning the alien race into villains without much depth. Nick Fury comes out of his sabbatical to face this threat, and with the help of some very powerful friends, is able to come out victorious in the end. This shakeup makes Fury realize the world needs him to stay safe, and he ends up returning to the Saber space station. A young Monica Rambeau is introduced in Captain Marvel as the daughter of Carol's friend, Maria. Years later, we see her again in WandaVision, mourning her mother who died of cancer during the blip, and now working for SWORD to investigate the mysterious hex caused by Wanda Maximoff. Monica's bravery and kindness make her determined to solve the Westview mystery and help Wanda. This crossing to and from the hex imbues Monica with superhuman powers, which are lightly explored in the series, and now make her a main player of the Marvels. WandaVision's finale mid-credit scene shows Monica being summoned by an agent who reveals herself as a Skrull, saying she's been summoned by a friend of her mother's, which we're 99% sure refers to Fury. The Marvels ask a lot of its audience, requiring extensive knowledge of many MCU projects. The Marvels' ties to multiple franchises makes it a challenge for Marvel Studios and audiences alike. Captain Marvel was a commercial and critical success, plus it didn't require the audience to know too much about its central characters. The sequel is now relying not only on the audience being familiar with the first film, but also with 2 whole TV shows, plus post-credit scenes that add to the lore. Marvel's impressive interconnectivity this time around has the potential to harm the movie's performance. Nevertheless, the Marvels feature three widely different and wholly compelling protagonists. So we can't say the film doesn't have potential. We're just days away from knowing whether or not the Marvels will engage audiences. So time will tell if the charm of its leads is enough to help the movie succeed, and will surely give an indication of what the future holds for Marvel Studios and the multiverse saga. The Marvels premieres in theaters this weekend on November 10th. Let us know your thoughts on the Marvels in the comment section below. Do you plan on watching it in theaters, or are you just gonna wait for it to hit Disney Plus? And now on to our next topic. Superman and Lois will wrap up with season 4 on the CW, marking the end of the DC universe. Superman and Lois is officially preparing for its last flight on the CW. Just last weekend, the network confirmed that the show is concluding with its 10-episode 4th season, which was already greenlit earlier this year. While filming on season 4 of Superman and Lois has not yet begun due to the ongoing strikes, the CW claims that the final episodes will air on their network in 2024. The series will be, for the foreseeable future, the final DC TV show to air on the CW, a trend that began with Smallville all the way back in 2001. Over the last 3 seasons, Superman and Lois redefined both the superhero genre and family drama as Tyler, Elizabeth, and the entire cast effortlessly portrayed these classic characters with new layers of depth and complexity that had never been explored in the Superman universe. Said by Brad Schwartz, president of entertainment at the CW network. While he and his team are sad to say goodbye to Superman and Lois at the end of season 4, they're grateful for the time they had with the amazing cast, crew, visual effects teams, editor, musical geniuses, and writers. Since the day the show was first discussed, it was about family, and that's what was created on and off the screen. Superman and Lois was just one of 4 original shows that the CW renewed for the 2023-2024 season. In addition to Walker, All-American, and All-American Homecoming, amid a slew of programming changes made by its new parent company, Nexstar. Shortly after the renewal, it was confirmed that the show would be trimming down its cast of series regulars. With Sam Lane, Lana Lang, Kyle Cushing, Sarah Cushion, John Irons, Natalie Irons, and Chrissy Beppo all demoted to recurring or guest character roles. What do you think of the CW ending Superman and Lois? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section below. Let us know your thoughts on the topics we covered on this episode. And if you want to support the channel, you can go ahead and buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/cinemagold. And of course, this channel is sponsored today by TubeBuddy. You can grow your video or your YouTube channel with their tools. Use the link in the description and check them out today.